Gizelle got checked. What's good, everybody? Thank you all so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. We are here today to talk about the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, Season 5, Episode 2. And the name of the episode is called Whether You Like It or Not. Okay? This was if I'm being honest with you, it was kind of like watching a paint dry. I was only excited toward the end of the episode because I thought that Sutton did a wonderful job. But we'll get there later, okay? And I feel like Nene is really needed. But let's just go ahead and get into the episode, okay? The episode started off with the girls. Of course, they started their Ultimate Girls Trip in Orange County, and now they're going to travel to Beverly Hills. If I remember correctly, I've been to Orange County before. I believe the drive was like 2 hours, so it's going to be a 2-hour drive. The women ended up meeting up outside of the hotel, and Kyle is crying because it's also the day of her 30th wedding anniversary. She's upset. She said that Mauricio sent her a text message and Vicki is going to talk to her. But I feel like, and I'm being honest with you, my phone was in my hand, okay? But from what I was picking up from the conversation, I felt like that Vicki was trying to tell Kyle, girl, you need to cut this bullshit out with that bulldog and go over there and get with your man, okay? Girl, go over there and get your man. Go get your man back, because Vicki was saying that she divorced her ex-husband almost 16 years ago, and she kind of, from what I get from Vicki, she has regret. And you know, sometimes that they're basically what she was saying was that you know, hard times happen and you have to fight through it. And I do understand that, but there's some things that I could never get over. If you lose your job or whatever and something like that happened, we could go through that. But if you had a baby on me or something like that, we're just done. And you also have to think about, do you really want to? I mean, I don't know. I just think that every scenario is different. And I thought that Vicki should have, again, with Kyle and her being with Mauricio for a long time, that I think that they was going to be together forever. I would hope so, right? However, I think that you need to be there for that person. I probably would have given Kyle one real talk, like, girl, what are you doing? Are you sure you want to do this? And after that, I would have just rolled with her every way through. Now, if she asked me something, I would have gave her my honest advice. But other than that, I'm not going to try to force her to stay with this man or make her feel like that she's making a mistake just because Vicki feels that way. Everybody is different. And I could understand Kyle having to look after you know what I'm saying? It can be a lot for people. So I understand, okay? So they get on the Sprinter van. Vicki has her laptop out. From what they said, I believe Lisa went back and told Gizelle that Vicki was unhappy with Gizelle for going to try to stir some mess up between Vicki and Tamara. And Gizelle wants to confront Vicki about it. And Vicki paid her dust.
I'm gonna pay you dust.
Vicki paid her dust. Vicki basically said, bitch, I'm not giving you no moment. You're not getting no moment from me. And everybody wanted Vicki to close her laptop and engage with Gizelle, but she paid her dust. And this is why I feel like that Nene needs to be on the trip. I feel like Nene needs to be on the trip because Vicki was able to dismiss Gizelle the way that she did because she don't look at Gizelle as nothing.
In your friendships.
Nothing. You are nothing. You are nothing. Let that sink in.
And not that she looks like her is nothing because she's black, but girl, you got on the show, y'all show started probably 10 years in, girl. You are nobody to me, right? You ain't shit. Potomac, nobody even watch y'all show, girl. Nobody even watch our show. You the little engine that could. So you want a moment with me and you want to try to beef with me, but you're not going to get your peach or you're not going to get your, what word am I looking for? You're not going to get nothing off of my back. I'm not giving you anything. So I'm not about to engage with you in the argument. And where I feel like that Porsha doesn't need to be on the show, Nene would have told Vicki to close their motherfucking laptop and engage with these girls. I get that you got to work just like everybody else who got work that they could do and got other shit that they can do. Kyle is here on her 30th anniversary of her wedding. She could have went and been somewhere with her man trying to rekindle stuff. Or she could have been somewhere with Morgan. You know what I'm saying? She could have been, everybody here could have been doing something else. So you're going to close your laptop and engage. But of course, I feel like that Vicki feels the same way that she feels with Gizelle. She feels the same way with Porsha too. Bitch, you ain't nobody. You came in season 5.
Stop playing with me.
Right? So who is the girls that can really bring Vicki in to let her know, girl, you got to show respect to everybody else. But she doesn't have that respect for the other girls like that because she is an OG and she's also from Orange County. Now, Kyle is an OG as well, but she's not Lisa Vanderpump, right? Lisa Vanderpump probably could have got her to close the laptop. And yeah, Gizelle is an OG, and I'm not trying to take away that Gizelle is an OG. And I probably don't think that Karen probably could have got her to close the laptop either. But I'm just saying that there is a pecking order, and she doesn't look like, girl, who is you to tell me something? Miss POTOMAC, the Real Housewives of Prison. Y'all got 3 girls in 1 year that went to jail over there in Potomac. Girl, don't get telling me nothing.
You done went out and got your ass arrested?
Right? Then after Gizelle tries to have a moment with her, she tries to have a moment with Teresa. And you see she engaged with Teresa because Teresa is an OG and Teresa is to be respected. And again, I'm not saying that Gizelle is not an OG, but girl, you're the Real Housewife of Potomac. Nobody watches your show. Nobody watches your show. And we're going to talk about that later on in the episode. She kind of did give some input, you know, she kind of did engage with Teresa a little bit, and she kind of admitted like some of the things that she said in the media. She was probably jealous of Teresa because Teresa was having a lot of things going for her at that time. I don't really watch New Jersey, so I don't know what time she was speaking on, but I know that somebody asked her a question at BravoCons, but I don't ever remember, well, I don't really pay attention to Teresa like that, so I don't ever remember her being booked and busy in that way, okay? The girls ended up making it to Beverly Hills. They're going to be staying at the Beverly Hilton. They kept on showing room 808, and I'm thinking to myself, why are they showing room 808? Because for those that don't know, that is the Beverly Hilton is the hotel that Whitney Houston died in. But from what I understand, Whitney Houston died on the 4th floor, and they had so many people that was coming to the hotel trying to, you know, people are crazy, right? If I found out that somebody died, I wouldn't give a damn if it was Beyonce, baby. I don't want to go in the room, right? But, you know, you got people that really care about stuff like that or whatever, and they was going to visit the room, and so they had to end up, I believe they built over the room, or the room doesn't stand as it was before because they had a lot of people that was checking into the hotel, and they wanted to stay into the room or stay in the room or the suite that Whitney Houston died in, okay? We saw the girls going to the Beverly Hilton again. We seen Porsha and Kyle in the bed, and Kyle had put a pillow between her legs, and she said, this is how I am in the bed. And Kyle said, this is how I lay with another housewife. And Porsha damn near straddled Kyle, and I thought we was going to have a let's be honest moment. Because remember, in Beverly Hills, this was another history lesson they could have gave us, because Sutton gave us a good history lesson. But remember, after a scene with Brandy and Denise, Brandy claimed that they went into the restroom, baby, and ate each other's pussies.
No.
Oh yes.
No.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I love it. I love it here. I love it here. Okay. So in Beverly Hills, they're not going to go out this first night. They're going to stay in. So Kyle is throwing a pajama party. It's titled the Hollywood Glam Glitz and Giggles Party. Okay. All of the women came in dressed up. If I had to pick who looked the best to me, I like what Kyle had on. I like what Teresa, no particular order. Nobody really looked bad, but I did like what Kyle had on. It was just a nice black pajamas. I thought that Teresa looked good, and I also thought that Porsha looked good as well. The girls were, I don't know. I feel like the girls keep fucking with Vicki. Now, I don't know Vicki, but she does seem a little bit uptight, and let her be who she is. I just feel like the girls keep on fucking with Vicki. Luann said that she was eating something and she took some out of her mouth and put it on the plate, but it was on Vicki's plate. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot going on. Leave the girl alone and let her be who she is. You get what I'm saying? They ended up dancing a little bit. They was trying to like show what they do in the bedroom, I guess, to seduce somebody. And Porsha kept on saying, give him a whiff. Give him a whiff of what? Between what's going on over here, y'all talking about getting a whiff of your pussies, and then we got Chuck over here on on Big Brother, and they said that they got a whiff of his balls when they went into the restroom, and it was musty. It's a whole bunch of whiff and stuff going on. And Vicki is so uptight. All of the women did their thing where they was dancing. You know, Gizelle can't dance. Kyle can dance a little bit. Kyle can move that ass too. Kyle can shake that ass. You know, Vicki didn't go. She is really uptight. They should have gave her a couple of drinks to get her, you know, to get her to loosen up a little bit, but she never loosened up. She was the only one who didn't dance. So the girls ended up dancing for her. And it was, I don't know if this was before or after, but I remember Porsha sitting down and they was talking about what type of housewife she was before. And she said that she was a housewife, but before she joined the show, she reached over Gizelle and she said that she touched Teresa. And she said, I used to watch you. And, you know, she touched Kyle and Vicki. And Luann said that she watched them. And she joined the housewife show or whatever. And so she was humbled to be there. And she ended up telling Lisa, and I watch you now. You guys are what much watch TV now. And she didn't say nothing to Gizelle. And I thought that was shade, but I think that's the truth. Nobody watches Potomac. I think that the only people who watch Potomac is the girls who end up coming and visit the Watch What Happens Live Clubhouse when Andy is there. And they probably just get primer so they can know what's going on when Andy asks them questions for the most part. Or probably when nothing is on TV and they have to watch a housewife show. But nobody watches Potomac like that but us, right? Okay. What else happened there? But yeah, Porsha said that she was humbled to be there with those girls, even though she's amazing. She is humbled to be there with the girls. And I love that Porsha is paying homage to the OGs and stuff that was there. I just really, and I honestly feel deep in my soul, and I'm gonna talk about it until this shit is over with. Nene needs to be there with these girls.
Yup.
Girls. And that's how I feel. Okay? The next day, the girls are they're gonna have a lunch at Sutton's house. Sutton is hosting a lunch theme called the Ugly Leather Pants Lunch. I loved it. Sutton was the perfect host for an event like this. You know, Sutton really takes, you know, hosting events very, very serious. She had place cards and everything. And all of the girls had on leather pants. And what was even better, Crystal was there. She invited Crystal. I love that Crystal was there. I love that Crystal had on the same outfit that she had on. And it was 5 years later. And it goes to show that sometimes we can be our own worst enemy, because we all know that Crystal had a problem with the way that she looked and, you know, like an eating disorder. And you can still fit an outfit that you wore 5 years ago, Crystal. You look good, girl. Just stop overthinking. You look good. She looked amazing. I was happy that she showed up, even though it was like a kind of dig at her, but she still showed up. And her and Sutton pretty much hosted the girls. Okay, all of the girls ended up wearing leather pants to the event, and it was a luncheon. And Kyle checked Gizelle.
Yes, baby.
Kyle checked Gizelle. Gizelle tried to bring up something about when she was on the dating show with another housewife from the Orange County. And Kyle brought up that Gizelle said that she would lay down horizontally with Mauricio, basically saying that she would sleep with Mauricio. And Gizelle got the stumbling over her words. Gizelle got the stumbling over her words, okay? And then Kyle let it be known that she just found out that Gizelle said that a day before, meaning, girl, I don't watch y'all show. A producer had to tell me that you said that about my husband, girl. He's still my husband, even though we're divorced, but I don't watch your show, so I don't even know that you said that, right? So it's like Gizelle is getting dissed every which way. Giselle is getting dissed every which way. You should have set your ass here and been quiet the whole time, okay? Gizelle ended up apologizing to Kyle, which is why I say that mean girl shit that Gizelle do does not work outside of Potomac, because I really feel like that Gizelle didn't owe Kyle an apology. When Gizelle said that she would sleep with Mauricio, she didn't really say that she would sleep with Mauricio. She said that she would lay down horizontally with him. But I don't think that nobody thought that she really meant that. I thought that she was just making good TV, or she was just trying to say that Mauricio was fine. But because Kyle is an OG, she apologized to Kyle.
You're weak, honey.
Punk puss. Punk puss. I could guarantee you if she would have said that shit about what's Stacey man name? She wouldn't have gave her an apology. She would not have given an apology to a girl on Potomac, but she apologized to Kyle because she was an OG. Okay? Sutton ended up giving the girls dessert. It was a mouse on a dessert. I wouldn't give a damn what you talking about. I'm not eating no goddamn dessert. Don't bring me no type of cake that's made out of a mouse.
You eat it. You come eat this shit.
Okay? but it was in homage to the Let the Mouse Go comment that she made. And Sutton actually did a scavenger hunt. Baby, it was beautiful. She had Kyle and Crystal both be team captains, and they get to pick their teams. But Crystal said, let's just pick with whoever we're on the side of the table with. And so they had a scavenger hunt, and at the end of the scavenger hunt, they get the key to let the mouse go, and they will also get a pair of $25,000 sunglasses. Remember Dana? I believe her name is Dana Wilkie. She's also a YouTuber now as well. Remember, I believe season 2, she came on the show and she kept on talking about these $25,000 sunglasses that they had. And so it was a scavenger hunt, and it was, you know, pretty much a history lesson. And I would have appreciated it if the Orange County girls or Vicki would have had somebody do this for Orange County for people who didn't know. But it basically served as a history lesson and memorabilia with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, right? We had the bunny that Lisa Rinna gave to Kim that she never gave to her daughter. We had the Adrienne Maloof hoof, right? We had the e-cigarette. We had a lot of stuff that was in homage to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I loved it. Of course, Crystal team ended up winning. So it was Crystal, Porsha, Gizelle, and Teresa ended up winning, and they ended up letting the mouse go at the end. I was hoping that, you know, the mouse would have stripped down and it would have been Garcelle or somebody from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, because, or Lisa Rinna or Erica Jane, somebody from Beverly Hills, because, you know, I don't know. I just thought that it would have been a girl from Beverly Hills or somebody that was in the mouse suit welcoming the girls, but it wasn't. But it still was a great event, and I loved it. But we did not have notice in the package, we didn't have anything from Garcelle in the package. Okay, I initially thought that they was only going to spend one day at the well, they probably did spend one day in Beverly Hills, but the episode is going to next episode, Kyle is going to have a all-white party. Remember, Kyle is known for having all-white parties in Beverly Hills, so she's actually inviting all of the women to a all-white party that's going to be had in Beverly Hills, and it seems like we're going to have some girls from other cities that's going to join us. But I thought that the episode was good. I didn't even take any notes for this. I just came down here and started talking. You know, this is how probably some of my reviews are going to be a little bit in the future, because I don't have time to talk about every little thing. And so there were some things that happened with Teresa that I don't really know a lot about, and the same thing with Luanna, I don't really know about. So I just came down here to talk about the girls that I saw, and I saw Miss Gizelle get checked. Okay, but y'all, that's all I got right now. Thank you all for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments, do y'all think that Gizelle owed Kyle an apology? I don't think that what she did warranted an apology, in my opinion. It's my opinion, okay? But thank you all so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate the love and support, and I will see y'all later. Adios!